Herzlich willkommen Leute zu meinem 6. Part von The Cat Lady. Ich bin mal gespannt, wie es weitergeht. Ich hoffe ihr auch. Vielen Dank, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt. Wir wollen mal gucken, wie es weitergeht. Ich fange sofort auch an, damit wir echt diese kostbare Zeit auch noch haben. So, dann wollen wir mal gucken, ne? Gut, Spielladen, natürlich Spielladen. Zweimal Part 5, ja. Ist halt blöd gelaufen. Was soll ich machen? Okay, hier fangen wir sofort an. Das war zu laut. Ein bisschen leiser bei mir. Boah, ist sehr, sehr laut. So. Okay. Wollen wir mal gucken. Genau, Mitzi will, dass ich Flaschen besorge. Ich weiß auch, wo ich besorge. Hier wurde ich auch leicht im letzten Part verarscht. You are dead. So, jetzt hole ich mir meinen Flaschenöffner. Nein, natürlich. Nein. Ach, was für eine Bezauberung. Hier bist du nicht gesagt, will ich nicht. Wir gucken es hier. Eine schöne Musik abseits von ganzen Psycho-Scheiß. Stimmt, wir haben uns ja selber umgebracht im letzten Part. Entschuldigung. Wir haben uns ja umgebracht im letzten Part und dann sind wir jetzt wieder hier in unserer eigenen Wohnung aufgewacht. Ja, mal schauen, wie das jetzt weitergeht. Gästezimmer. Na, Gästezimmer. Hey Mitzi. Schicken Body hast du da. So. Korkenzieher.
There you go. Let's get that bottle open.
Yeah, but we'll need glasses too. See if you can find some.
Boah, das ist ja wirklich wie die Sims, ey. Naja. Oh Gott. Ich bin echt gespannt, wie das Spiel endet, ehrlich. Im Schrank könnt ihr mal gucken. Ja? Weingläser. Tatsächlich. Eins für mich, eins für Mitzi. Und wir freuen uns des Lebens. Super. Jetzt wird er erstmal hier ordentlich eingebechert. Bei der ganzen Geschichte von der Frau wäre ich nur noch besoffen. Ja. Na komm, rein mit dir. Okay. Mitzi. Ich habe da mal was vorbereitet.
I found some wine glasses.
All right, that's all we need. Oh, Miss Ashworth, I really must say this before we start.
Yeah?
I promise I won't cut your throat when you're asleep.
Very funny, Mitzi.
Oh no, I mean it.
That's fine. But just so you know, I always sleep with my eyes open.
Oh, es regnet mal nicht. Also das große K, willst du darüber reden? Oh, es regnet gar nicht mehr. Bist du vor diesem Typ?
Oh, it's not raining anymore.
Oh well, I don't mind rain. Sometimes I even like it. But according to weather forecast, there's a nasty fog coming. Now that I'm actually scared of. I got lost in a fog once, when I was just 9 or 10. I remember I sat under a tree crying, thinking some monster would appear right in front of me and drag me away.
But now that you're a big girl, you know there are no monsters.
Yeah? How do you know?
Ich habe nie eins gesehen, niemand hat eines gesehen. Die einzigen Monster sind wir.
The only monsters are us. Murderers, rapists, arsonists. They're the real beasts. So far from humanity, they're no longer capable of feeling compassion or guilt. They're the ones we should really be afraid of. But whether they're lurking in the woods or fog or the darkness of our cellars, it's all irrelevant. You can't predict what happens. You can't do anything to stop it. There is only one way. You turn into a beast yourself, and like them, you show no mercy.
Whoa! Where did that come from, Miss Ashworth?
I just don't like murderers. They're nothing but parasites.
Also das große K, willst du darüber reden?
So, the big C. Want to talk about it?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really want to tell you about it like that. I put you in a very difficult position, I know. It's just that I was really desperate to get this room. I hope you can understand. This is the last and most important thing I must do before my time is up.
It's fine. You seem alright. It's just... I find it hard to trust people these days. Maybe it's time I opened my eyes to see others have problems too. Some, like yourself, even bigger than mine. What kind of cancer is it? Do you mind me asking?
Brain tumor. Her name is glioblastoma.
Her?
Yep, they're all girls, the way I imagine it. Just look at their names. Lymphoma, melanoma, myeloma, leukemia, sarcoma. Each of them a fucking goddess of death. Beautiful and ruthless.
You might just be right about that, Mitzi. I used to be a nurse. I know a few things about cancer. And I know glioblastoma. She's a real bitch.
Yeah, and yet she gets to be the prom queen before night ends, while I disappear down the back exit.
How long?
They said I had a year. But that was 6 months ago, so... yeah. Not awfully long.
Is there anything...
They've tried.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So am I. Do you want to talk about something else?
Ist doch mal diesen Titel zu finden. Ja, Frauen reden sehr viel gerne. Gut und gerne mal über Stunden.
How are you planning to find this guy?
Ach ja.
I don't know yet. A bit of detective work, perhaps. It shouldn't be that hard, really. There are only 8 apartments here. One is yours. That leaves us with 7. I was hoping that you could give me a hand, actually. You know some of your neighbors, don't you?
Not many. I never really cared about them. They changed over the years, too. You probably also figured by now that this is not the sort of place where new neighbors are greeted with a freshly baked cake. You see a new face, you give them a blank stare as you pass them in the hall, and you forget about them a minute later.
That bad, eh?
Well, there's that bald guy who lives above me in flat 5. He came here recently to shout in my face. He's a nasty piece of work, but I really don't think he's the person you're looking for.
What does he do for a living?
I think he's a train driver.
I can't imagine somehow that my guy would be a train driver. Okay, that's good. Leaves us with just 6. Anyone else you know?
I'd have to think.
You know, maybe not tonight. Let's just talk about something else, okay? I have plenty of time. There's no need to rush this. Maybe tomorrow we could sit down together and make a plan. I could draw a simple map of the building, and with your help, mark down who lives where.
Sounds good to me, Mitzi.
Ich frage mich jetzt auch die ganze Zeit, die überlegen sich ja jetzt, wo der Typ wohnen kann. Warum gehen die einfach nicht von Wohnung zu Wohnung klingeln einfach mal? So hätte ich das gemacht, ganz einfach. Total unkompliziert.
You mentioned a boyfriend. Tell me something about him.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about him. His name is Jack. He's dead.
Oh.
Miss Ashworth, are you sure you want to listen about my miserable life? I don't want to bring you down. These aren't happy stories.
And I'm not a happy stories kind of person. I'm sure you've noticed by now.
I guess so. Anyway, I suppose I would have had to tell you about Jack sooner or later. After all, he is the main reason I'm here. I just don't know where to start.
Tell me how you two met.
Oh, we knew each other for like forever. We grew up on the same street. It's funny how we seem to be made for each other. A perfect match. I always knew he was the guy for me, and I'm sure he never doubted that either. Jack was absolutely crazy about me. We thought one day we would marry, have children, be happy. I never had many friends because I had Jack. I didn't need anybody else. You know, if there's one thing I'm really grateful for in my life, it's that I got to experience this pure, perfect love. Some people go through a lifetime without knowing how it feels. I guess I've been very lucky. But all luck runs out sometimes.
How did he take the news about your cancer?
He thought I was joking at first. He laughed. And he got really angry. I swore to him I was serious, but he still wouldn't believe me. We had a big fight that night. It was our first and only fight. But it was awful. He smashed some stuff. His guitar, of all things, was the worst. He loved that guitar. Why did he break it? He was absolutely furious. He walked out on me that night, and when he came back the next day, he was different. He begged me to try surgery and chemotherapy. I didn't really want those things, but I did the chemo for him. It didn't help. It just made me feel sick all the time. But I did the chemo for him. It didn't help. It just made me feel sick all the time. Maybe that's why I didn't see what my cancer was doing to Jack, and it was destroying him as well. He changed. He became obsessed with death. It seemed death was all he ever thought about, even though it was me, not him, who was supposed to die.
Zu viel Text.
Jack made those pictures on your wall. Was he an artist?
He always liked all kinds of morbid stuff, whether it was music, movies, paintings. So do I, really. We had that in common, amongst other things. People say it's depressing to listen to sad songs or watch sad films, but I never felt that way.
And yet, you are scared of fog?
Oh, that's different. I might be scared of fog, but I like spiders. They're beautiful.
You must be out of your mind, Mitzi.
No, honestly, there's a certain indescribable beauty in sadness. Just like there's beauty in the grey and ugly winter morning when you look past the obvious and notice what others can't see.
You must love my apartment then. It's like Ugly took a vacation here and never went home again.
Ihr kommt zum Ende. Oh.
How did he die? How did Jack die? It was
so distant the last few weeks before before he died. What I didn't know was that he kept looking for something. I don't think he even knew what exactly. But it eventually found him. Or rather, he found him. There are those forums online, you know, about all sorts of stuff. Fishing, computer games, horses, gambling, addictions, everything really. Accidentally, Jack stumbled upon one about suicide. Or rather, he found him. It's like a failed suicide club. People mostly try to help each other and offer support. Sometimes it just helps to know there are others like you. To listen to their stories and how they cope with their lives. But the Eye of Adam is an advocate of death. He dwells on human weakness. His job is to plant an idea, to give them a reason to die and tell them how to do it, once and for good. Jack took the bait. Before he knew, he was completely brainwashed. One day he sat down with me and tried to explain his perfect solution. It was the Romeo and Juliet kind of scenario. We were both to die together in each other's arms. It was supposed to be a quick and foolproof death. There was no chance we would have been saved. All thanks to the Eye of Adam, who created a tool for perfect suicide. He told me it was very simple. All we needed were 2 easily accessible household chemicals, which combined together create a gas called hydrogen sulfide that kills you within a couple of minutes. I told him he was fucking nuts, of course, but he just wouldn't give up. He reasoned with me, then he begged, and eventually just kept screaming at me. I figured it was his crazy idea of a modern romance, but it was downright tacky and just wrong. Finally, he said he would get everything ready and wait for me in our special place at dawn, 5 in the morning. Don't be late. Those were his last words he said to me. Then he stormed out. I cried for hours, thinking I didn't deserve all that from the person I loved most in the whole world. A few times I even tried to persuade myself that maybe he was right and I should do it. I just couldn't. I eventually fell asleep. I didn't plan it. My head was killing me. I was so tired. I woke up suddenly. I could see the sun rising out my window. It was nearly 5. In utter panic, I threw myself off the bed and ran out the door. I needed to stop him. I needed to get there before it was too late. But right there in my bedroom, before I even left, I already knew it was. When I arrived at our special place, it was already bright. We used to go there in the past, drink wine, sometimes smoke weed and listen to Pink Floyd, sometimes make love in Jack's car. There wasn't really anything special about that old parking lot. But to us there was. It was completely abandoned. It was quiet. It was safe. After that day, I've never gone there again.
there were signs on the car windows.
Warning signs, yeah. I found on that forum that the Eye of Adam doesn't want any accidental deaths. So we posted this poster design for people to print. It turns out there's a whole sick ideology behind it. Fumes from the car could hurt anyone who opens the door, and that's not the point. The idea is to die willingly and with clear mind, to prepare for it, to embrace it.
Jesus. You'd think the police would investigate the whole thing. Sounds almost like a sect.
This guy knows how to hide. The police can't be bothered to make an effort. It took me 3 months to track him down. Now I'm finally so close. I can almost smell that fucker.
Ja, die redet echt viel. Die Gute.
How strong is that gas?
Extremely deadly, it turns out. It kills in minutes. It's that stinky stuff that smells like rotten eggs, you know? At high concentrations, it can knock down an elephant.
I'm so sorry. I think now I understand. He loved you so much, he couldn't bear the thought of living without you. And that guy, the Eye of Adam. I'm not surprised you want to find him. I know I would. I'm not sure if I should believe that you only want to talk to him. But hey, that's none of my business. I wouldn't know what I'd do if this happened to me.
Good to know, but I really just want to talk. I want to face Jack's killer and tell him what he's done to me. You know, the funny part is that he actually told me where he lives. He wants to meet me. Would you believe that?
How come?
Well, this kind of thing he does is called trolling on the internet. It's usually a form of extreme bullying and psychological cruelty. Those who are clever enough say, don't feed the troll. Don't talk to them. It only makes it worse if you show any interest in them at all. You wouldn't believe me at first. He's a hungry troll who wants to devour as many hearts as he can get a hold of. I emailed him and told him I was a massive fan who loves his work. He wouldn't believe me at first. But trolls are always hungry, and I was prepared to serve him a meal fit for a king.
What do you mean?
I fed him so much bullshit that he really believed I'm a suicide preacher just like him.
Great. I wish he'd given you his door number, though.
It's all a part of some sick game he's playing. Sooner or later, I'll find him.
Das sind die zwei chemischen Produkte.
What are those two chemical products?
Well, I'm not sure if you want to know that.
I get it. You don't want to tell me because I'm a fucking suicidal maniac. Is that it?
No, Ms. Ashworth. No, I didn't mean it like that. Okay. Maybe to some extent. Just replace maniac with victim and fucking with recovering. You've only just come back from the hospital. Whatever it was that made you do it, you proved you are capable of going through with it. I don't know you long enough to tell you if you're completely over it now. And the last thing I want is to give you stupid ideas. It would be just like what the Eye of Adam does. I would never forgive myself if anything happened to you because of me. I mean, how could I?
Meine Lektion gelernt, sterben ist nicht die, die sterben wollen, finden immer einen Weg. Ich verspreche es dir.
What if I promise to you I will never do it again?
Okay. Alright. But if you don't keep your promise, Miss Ashworth, I'll find you in hell and kick your lying ass for breaking my already broken heart.
You can't kick my ass when I'm dead.
I'll soon be dead too, Miss Ashworth. So, yeah, I swear I will do it.
I don't think so. You'll go to heaven, you muppet.
The recipe for this deadly cocktail is very simple. Any good housewife can make it in a blast.
Okay. Okay. Damit fangen sie Katzen. Ich dachte, dieser Greifer sei seit einiger Zeit verboten. Ich weiß nicht, wozu ich einen Katzengreifer brauche, aber... An der Seite der Tür kommen seltsame Geräusche. Ich gehe, glaube ich, die Treppen hoch, oder? Alles, was ich sehe, ist der Nebel. Ich könnte nie den Handy finden. Alter, alles in diesem Haus. Es ist voller Spinnen und Staub. Keine Zeit dafür, ich muss raus, wie ich hier rauskomme. Wenn nichts passiert, braucht er mein Video nicht. Was? Ja, das ist doch ein bisschen gruselig. Lampe. Kann sie nicht anfassen, ja dann mach irgendwo aus. Sieht aus, als ob die noch funktionieren würde. Als ob da jetzt ein Geheimgang drin versteckt wird. Haustür. Schon fast froh, dass ich bewusstlos war. Als er mich erwartet durch Fenster, kann ich die Füße und gut erkennen. Die User wahrscheinlich kann erkennen, dass er ein Telefon mit dem Fahrersitz hat liegen lassen. Ich hoffe, wenn ich irgendwie bekommt. Ist der mal weiter? Oh, ja, Leute, das ist ja wirklich kleines Fenster. Das Glas auf einer Seite des Fensters ist kaputt, daher kommt also dieser Luftzug. Drin sehe ich meinen Entführer, wie er tief und fest im Stuhl schläft. Oh, der schläft. Lockerer Stein. Obwohl sie so kaputt ist, kann ich die Ziegel nicht nur mit meinen Fingern rausnehmen. So. Wenn ich jetzt einmal zurückgehe, bin ich wieder bei mir. Vielleicht kann ich ihn mit dem Katzengreifer festziehen. Kann ja sein, wenn das nicht mit dem bloßen Finger. Gut, dann heißt es wieder rausgehen, ne? Oder reingehen. Flaschen. Leere Weinflaschen, sie trinken gerne mal etwas. Es gibt nichts Besseres als einen schönen Rotwein mit deinem medium gebratenen Katzensteak. Herd. Hier kocht sie, dreckige Pfannen stinken immer noch nach alten Katzeneintopf. Messer. Das sind alles, alle schrecklich, die sind alle schrecklich und könnte kommen als Auftragung, verdammt. Boah, das hört sich auch an, als wenn jemand jetzt zu mir kommt. Ich nehme trotzdem ein Messer. Waschbecken. Schleimig, ich glaube nicht, dass ihr oft abgewascht habt. Dass ihr oft abwäscht. Kühlschrank. Toll. Total blutverschmiert. Öffnen trotzdem. Okay. Boah, ist das ein schmutzige Überreste von vielen Mahlzeiten übersehen den Esstisch. Es riecht stark nach vergammeltem Essen. Ich muss mich im Moment nicht verstecken. Gut zu wissen, dass ich mich hier verstecken kann. Ein kleines Gemälde einer Straßenverkaufsstandes bei Nacht. Ich kann ein Gemälde nehmen? Ist auf jeden Fall ein großer Raum.
Well, well. Boxes full of bleach. I suppose I deserve a bottle. I've worked hard for it. This reminds me of something.
The first thing you need is a strong toilet bleach. You know the kind. Not just a regular bleach, but one that makes your eyes all watery and skin itchy.
Okay.
What's going on? Something is wrong, Mitzi. The cats are alarming.
That's exactly like when I found you, Miss Ashworth.
We've got to check what's going on.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but there is no way I'm going out in this fog.
Fine. I'll go on my own then.
Okay. So, da. Noch was. Das ist sehr skurril alles hier. Erste Etage, 7., 4. Erdgeschoss. Briefkasten. Untersuchung. Eine gemeinsame Briefkasten. Alle Briefe Alle Briefe der Mieter werden hier in eigens abgeschlossenen Fächer verloren. Überraschung, Überraschung. Fächer sind abgeschlossen. Das ist klar. Das ist der Typ. Das erklärt gerade einiges.
Bloody fog. Can't see a thing. Someone could be getting murdered 2 feet away, and not a soul would notice. But still, it could be worse. At least it's not raining, eh? Always look on the bright side, they say, and I always do. Not a talkative type, are you? What's your name, sweetheart? Don't be such a scaredy cat, sweetheart. You're Susan, aren't you? A kind man had described to me what you look like. And what can I say? He was spot on.
What do you want?
I'm just here on a job, sweetheart. Nothing more. I had a call, you see. There's a cat problem. And apparently, some crazy cat lady keeps making it worse for everyone. A crazy cat lady called Susan, I was told. Now, you ain't gonna like it, sweetheart, but I'm taking you for a ride.
Okay, das erklärt einiges. Das Tür. Waschen sich hier? Das Wasser sieht sehr seltsam aus, wie eine Mischung aus Dreck, geschmolzenem Fett und Benzin. Was macht der in der Badewanne? Er ist total verrostet, bedeckt mit Schleim. Ja. Das Wasser ist absolut eklig. Der Geruch allein lässt mich würgen. Kein Versteck in meiner Hand in das Wasser. Oh, Katzengreifer. Ich hab's. Hä? Ja, und jetzt? Eine Leiche. Schlüssel, wozu war der Schlüssel jetzt gut? Ersatzschlüssel. Ist das wie ein Autoschlüssel? Ah. So, jetzt habe ich die Wahl halt. Ein Autoschlüssel. Da oben sind nur Schlafzimmer. Ich sollte lieber erstmal im Erdgeschoss bleiben. Na gut, dann gehe ich jetzt in den Keller wieder. Waffen sammeln ist wohl seine Leidenschaft, wenn ich nur einer rankäme. Aber es sind direkt neben ihm, er würde sicherlich aufwachen. Er schläft tief und fest, vielleicht ist er betrunken oder auf Drogen. Trotzdem habe ich im Kampf keine Chance gegen ihn. Er ist schön und stark und verrückt. Aber er ist nicht der Hellste, ich muss ihn mit Kämpfen müssen. Das Zimmer, sein privates Zimmer, muss sein privates Zimmer sein. Hier sitzt er den ganzen Tag, spielt mit seinen Waffen, während die hässliche Betty oben sein Essen kocht. Was für ein zauberhaftes Pärchen. Eine kalte Luft kommt durch das kaputte Fenster. Gut, dann muss ich... Dann gehe ich nach oben. Dann heißt es Van. Okay. Das heißt ja nicht gehe hinein, sondern gehe hinaus. suche den Bären. Jesus, was für ein schrecklicher Gestank. Aber was ist das? Scheinbar tut dieser Idiot alles, was sein Frauchen aus der Hölle ihm sagt. Er hat seine Gasmaske hergebracht. Nehmt ihn mit. Er braucht sie nie wieder, wenn ich hier fertig bin. Na gut. Ich beende mal den Part. Speichern und laden. Part 6. So. Gut, Spiel erfolgreich gespeichert. Gut, Leute. Ich beende erstmal alles hier. Vielen Dank, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt. Ich bin echt gespannt, wie es weitergehen wird. Also jetzt wird es langsam wieder spannender. Also dieses ganze Gerede von den Frauen und Himmel ist ja schön und gut. Man kann auch viel reden, wenn der Tag lang ist. Gut, aber ja, für mich das ist nicht. Das war für wirklich viel zu viel Gerede und die meisten Sachen haben mich gar nicht interessiert irgendwo. Ich meine, was mich interessiert mich jetzt deren Krankheitsfall beziehungsweise von dem Tod von diesem Jack da. Naja, aber das ist jedem selber überlassen. So ist nun mal das Spiel. Ich muss damit klarkommen. Ich liebe auch dieses Spiel, um Gottes Willen. Nicht, dass man denkt, dass ich das Spiel jetzt mittlerweile lasse. Nee. Das ist mega spannend. Wir sehen uns in dem Part 7 wieder, wenn es dann wieder heißt Let's Play the Cat Lady Blind dann. Bis dahin, Leute, wie immer, haltet die Ohren steif. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschö.